Now it's the final push for the candidates in the London Mayoral election, with 2 more full days of campaigning still to come before the capital has its say. All the main parties have been out and about canvassing for those final votes. And our political editor Tim Donovan joins us from central London tonight and can tell us more. Tim.
Yeah, 3 days to go in a campaign which, let's be honest, hasn't really caught a light, hasn't really caught the public imagination so far. But the focus today was on crime, with the Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, talking about Sadiq Khan's record, and London's evening newspaper, The Standard, going in quite hard on Sadiq Khan. Victims' families blast Khan over crime, a paper that has been generally quite supportive. And as you say, the 4 main contenders have been on the campaign trail today, as Carl Mercer reports.
A bit of Dancing Queen, a big red bus.
For Mayor of London, Zoe Garbett.
Some greens on a green. And some last-minute leafleting. It must be the last week of campaigning. In Croydon this morning, Sadiq Khan was visiting a youth project backed by his violence reduction unit. There are 8 of those at the moment. He's promised 11 more and 30 by the end of his next term if re-elected. With his record on crime, though, criticised by the Prime Minister today, he was defending it.
What London needs is a Labour government working with a Labour mayor. We've lost £1 billion of funding from our police service, 32% cuts from the government in our police service. The country's lost £1 billion of cuts in youth clubs. London's lost 700 youth workers, the country 4,000. That's why this year is so important for our city. We can change course.
Just down the road, his Conservative rival turned up in an old Routemaster. No destination on it as it drove into a cul-de-sac.
First thing I noticed, Susan, there's no destination on the bus.
Destination is City Hall.
How confident?
I'm feeling more confident.
The Susan Hall message is clear on the ultra-low emission zone and promises on policing too, if a little different from the last Conservative to run City Hall.
My plan for going back to borough-based policing, to put 2 more bases in every single borough, an extra 1,500 police on our streets, that will make Londoners feel safer, and it will make them safer.
So was it wrong of Boris Johnson to then start a programme of shutting over 70 police stations?
Look, I'm looking to the future.
The Greens have come third in the last 3 elections for mayor and say they're aiming for more of the same and maybe better.
Is it a 2-horse race?
No, it's absolutely not. We've got lots of people saying they want to vote Green. I've got people stopping me in the street saying they've already voted for me on their postal ballot. We're very much in the game.
Like the Greens, the Lib Dems say they're trying to put issues to the fore.
Yeah, the mayor's been in charge for 8 years and the police has got much worse under him. But equally, Conservatives can't even say how they'll pay.
So just 3 days left for all the candidates to persuade Londoners they deserve their vote. Carl Mercer, BBC London.
Vic, there have been a few questions over the last 2 or 3 elections about how far young voters, young people, engage with this mayoral contest, or how much, or whether they are aware of the range of powers, responsibilities that a mayor has, from transport, policing, as we heard there, environment and housing. And our reporter, Yasmin Rufo, has gone to speak to some first-time voters about what they want.
As you guys are aware, there's an election coming up. So how many of you are registered to vote in
At a school in Wembley, students are talking about the upcoming mayoral election.
Can you write down on a piece of paper what you guys think the biggest issue in London is at the moment?
And they don't seem short of ideas on how to improve the capital.
Cost of living affects us a lot just because we don't have that much of a stable income, and it's everywhere. You see it in transport, you see it in like normal, even healthcare.
The biggest issue right now is the soaring house prices and the house crisis in general. And I would like to see the police taking knife crime more seriously.
Biggest issue, I think, is the cost of living 100%, because money is tighter nowadays because things cost more and you have to be more selective what you buy. Before, I'd be able to get by with like £10 maybe on my oyster, but now it's looking more like you have to spend £7 a day, and as that adds up over time, it becomes extremely costly.
Despite these students being able to list a lot of issues affecting London, most of them aren't that confident that the mayoral candidates will be able to solve them.
No, I don't really know much about the candidates. We're just like given false hope with it. Like they're like, yeah, but they don't really actually do much.
How confident are you that one of the mayoral candidates will be able to make a change for London?
A lot of people's lives are at stake, so I hope they can change that, but seeing how we are progressing, especially with inflation, I don't think they can.
I don't want to be presented with false promises or like maybe lies, or I want to be told the truth and I want to see action being taken.
So, have they decided whether they'll be voting?
And I've decided to vote because I wish to be seen and I wish for my voice to be heard.
I haven't decided to vote because I didn't know if I was supposed to register, and secondly, I'm not really interested in like politics.
At another school down the road, first-time voters are meeting with Love Island star Sharon Gafka, who's part of a new campaign to get young people to vote.
I was super surprised to find out that 70% of young people actually vote on reality TV shows like Love Island, but only 37% are planning to vote in the up-and-coming general election. Once that season's over, your vote kind of doesn't mean anything. The people that cast their vote at the last election or at the referendum, that has tangible impacts on our futures, and we're still feeling that impact now. I've always talked about how I felt like politics wasn't for me, but actually politics is for everyone. If you don't do politics, politics will do you.
Yasmin Rufo, BBC London.
I think we've been pointing out recently, but worth saying again, recent polling has been suggesting that, whether young or old, as many as 1 in 5 voters haven't yet made up their mind. So there are these 2 full days of campaigning, which we, the media, report. And then there's this big thing, big operation over the final 24 hours and on Thursday when the parties try to get out their vote. Absolutely crucial time. Maybe sunny now, but the forecast is saying rain. That never helps.
No, it doesn't. Some big decisions to make. Tim, thanks very much indeed.